Sooner, everybody, you guys know me. I'm Harry James. Football season is the national championship match is actually tonight, but everything else should be done. Portal done. High school recruiting done. We'll look at all that for Oklahoma's consideration. Now there might be some Miami kids, Indiana kids that come in, but for the most part, it's said and done, and we're done. High school portal rankings 16th. Portal class 25th, according to On3. And according to 247, 15th overall and 19th in the portal. We'll take a look at all the Sooners that were added to the class. Portal and non-portal. What next? Right, 1982 Boomer Sooner. You know what to do. Do not go away. Listen, everybody, you know me, I'm Harry James. Welcome back to the show. Now, as I said earlier, Miami and Indiana play tonight in the national championship. So there could be some extra portal entries there. Now, you can't exit anymore, but the teams playing in the national championship can exit the portal now. Don't think Oklahoma is going to get any of those kids. So that's why we're doing this now. We'll start with the offensive players coming in. True freshmen and portal kids. Quarterback, Bo Bentley is the one that everybody wanted. A 6'1", 200-pound player, quarterback from Salina, Texas. Running back, Lloyd Avant, 5'9", 190, from Colorado State. He had last season against UTSA, he had 90 carries. 90 carries overall. 417 yards, 5 TDs, a season-long 53-yard run against UTSA. Now, against Air Force, he had probably his best game with 24 carries, 261 yards on the ground, and a touchdown, and a long get in that game of 41-yard long run. That's the junior college slash portal kid. They also have a couple of true freshmen coming in. Jonathan Hatton Jr., 6 foot 205 out of Cyberville, Texas, and Defion Walker, 5'10", 190, out of Pennsylvania, Missouri. They also have at running back. No, wide receivers now. Sorry, wide receivers. We'll start with wide receivers. Played a limited role last year for Washington State, but he did play a little bit. And 2 years ago, he redshirted, so he knows Arbuckle and Mateer's offense. And that would be the first wide receiver on the list, alphabetically, Mackenzie Aileen, 6'1", 185, redshirt sophomore from Washington State. Last year in their bowl game, he had 3 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown against Utah State. That's about all the playing time that he got last season. A little bit more playing time for the next kid, Trell Harris, a 6'1", 185 kid from Virginia. He is a senior. 59 receptions, 847 yards, 5 TDs, and a long reception from 75 yards. Also, Parker Livingston is coming in. He's a transfer from Texas. 6'3", 190, sophomore. 29 receptions, 516 yards through the air receiving, 6 tugboats, including an 83-yard long reception against San Jose State. All the rest of these should be the true freshman class. We'll start here with Daniel Odom, 6'2", a buck 95 from Bellflower, California. Local co-product, X. You love the X, right? Just like the X factor of it all. This one is Xavier Okafuezi. Ooh, I hope I got that right. 6'3", 200 out of Owasso. Jaden Petit, 6'4", 210. Or 6'4", 200. Nothing petite about this kid. From Naples, Florida. And from Middleton, Delaware, Rasheer Rogers, 5'11", 175. Again, from Middletown, Delaware. Next, tight end, fullback, H-back type. That's how Arbuckle uses this offense, and here we go. Lots of these guys coming in. We'll start Rocky Beers, 6'5", 234 from Colorado State, senior this year. Last year had 31 catches, 338 yards through the air, and 7 touchdowns, including a 48-yarder against UNLV. That is the brother of Reagan Beers, the power forward center for the OU women. Also, in the tight end H-back fullback class, Jack Van Dorseeler, 6'5", 245, Tennessee last year, played at Tennessee and is a sophomore. 5 catches for 23 yards and a touchdown last year. His best game was 2 catches and 13 yards at Florida. He had his 1 touchdown against East Tennessee State. And the big one with the big hands, 6'6", 250, that's Hayden Hansen. He played last year for the Florida Gators. He's a senior, 30 catches, 254 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns receiving. Longest reception was a 28-yarder against South Florida. And then they do have not 1, but 2 true freshmen coming in. They have Ryder Mix, 6'2", 35, Little Elm, Texas. And look at this one, guys. Tyler Ruxer, 6'4", 225, Lincoln City, Indiana. You like that, don't you? You're able to go up there to Indiana. They're playing in the national championship. You know what Mark Cuban's giving out? Tons of money. And yet you're still able to get him one of the better tight ends. That'll be a fun addition to the class for one Jason Witten. That's right, Jason Witten, the former Dallas Cowboy, is now on the signing, on the recruiting, on the football coaching staff, for the Sooners. Bill, Pete, and Paul, and those guys have a lot coming in. Noah Best is not the best, but he's on the alphabetically the best because he's B. Sorry, Noah Best, 6'4", 314, out of Midlothian, Texas. Transfer. Marion Harris, 6'4", 6'7", 370 out of Arkansas, junior. 11 starts last season. Pro Football Focus has a ranking of 58.7% from 2025. And Joseph, also a transfer, 6'4", 305 from Georgia Tech. He's a sophomore. 6 games played. College Football Focus, Pro Football Focus, 59.5% ranking there. Caleb Nitta, 6'2", 295, sophomore from Western Kentucky. 9 games, no penalties. Pro Football Focus, 69.2% rating there. Two more players to look at. Deacon Smith, 6'4", 315, out of Windsor, Colorado. He's a true freshman. And just for depth, Kenneth Wormery is back. Wormery, 6'5", 315, junior. Spent the last 2 years at UCO. And mostly just add depth to the front of the O-line for the Sooners of Oklahoma. We all love that OU defense. Brent loves that OU defense. A little bit of the defensive specialists that Oklahoma is adding this year on the recruiting trail. Portal classes. Defensively, now we're going to kind of add this in. Defensive end, outside linebacker, blitzer, all that in one on the D-line because we don't know exactly where they're going to put who they're going to put who, that kind of thing. But, so, now that you know that, starting there, Dane Bathurst, true freshman, 6'3", 230, out of D-end linebacker out of Carmel, Indiana. James Carrington, 6'1", 290, D-end out of Irvine, California. True, looks like he will be like a true nose guard in this sense. Brian Harris, 6'3", 290, true nose tackle, defensive tackle, Jacksonville, Florida. Moving back out to the outside to the ends. Jay Krull, 6'3", 235 out of Orlando, Florida. Matthew Nelson, end out of Bryant, Arkansas, 6'5", 230. Also, Daniel Norman, 6'3", 230 out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now a transfer. Kenny Uzawala, 6'4", 270, a UTEP kid from UTEP, sophomore, 17 total tackles last year at UTEP, but 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks. Career high 3 tackles against Incarnate Word at Temple at North Texas State. Also, another transfer from Georgia State, Bishop Thomas, 48 total tackles last year, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 0 picks, and 7 tackles was his game best. That was against App State. So that's the line. The regular linebackers look like this. Jacob Curry, 6 foot 200 out of St. Augustine, Florida, true freshman. Boo Jeru, 6 foot 210 out of Chandler, Arizona. He'll be a linebacker, cheetah type. Kristen Moore, 6'1", 215, Selma, Alabama. Here we go, guys. And this kid, linebacker, Cole Sullivan, 6'3", 230, transfer, Michigan. 44 tackles last year, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovered, and 3 interceptions as a linebacker. Had his team high 7 tackles against Texas in the Cheez-It Bowl. Also had a forced fumble in the Cheez-It Bowl. Recovered a fumble at Oklahoma and had a pick. The 3 picks were all different games. One against New Mexico, one at Nebraska, and one against Washington. DBs, they're coming up next. DBs, that's corners, safeties, cheetah, that kind of thing. Markel Ford, 6'1", 210, Mesquite, Texas. Transfers. Do have a couple of transfers. Dakota Ford is going to be a transfer. He'll be a 6'1", 180 sophomore. He comes over from Oregon, so you know he's good there. Didn't play a lot at Oregon, so doesn't have a lot of numbers as a junior. But you know who does have a lot of numbers? PJ Ejaborma. 6'3" to 190 out of Mississippi Valley State. He's a junior. 6 total tackles against Jackson State last year. No turnovers, by the way. 2 more true freshmen to talk about. Nico Juderu. Juderu is the brother of Bo Juderu, the safety corner Juderu, 6'1", 200 out of Chandler, Arizona. And finally, alphabetically, you get Derek Johnson II, 6'1", 170 out of Wilmore, California. Wildemore, California. All right, and then a kicker. Trace Red will be the new kicker in a couple of years. He's a 5'11", 190 kid out of Overland Park, Kansas. All right, guys, that is the recruiting class for the Sooners of Oklahoma. Hope you guys enjoyed that quite a bit. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Know me, I'm Harry James. You can catch this on all my other videos on the X, The Hype Man Harry. Patreon, Harry James Taylor. Facebook, Harry James Taylor. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. Peace.